Noel Mikaeljan reclaimed the WBC Cruiserweight Championship in dramatic fashion, grinding his way through a tough and gritty rematch against Badou Jack on a night defined by perseverance and momentum swings. It was not a polished showcase, but it was a fight filled with tension, heart, and just enough drama to keep everyone guessing until the final bell. From the opening rounds, the bout settled into a physical inside battle. Jack started strong, using his experience to land sharp counters and dig to the body, keeping Mikaeljan from finding any early rhythm. The exchanges were rough, often messy, and rarely clean, but Jack's early control gave him a clear edge through the first half of the fight. As the rounds progressed, discipline became an issue for both men. The referee stepped in with point deductions that reflected how heated the contest had become. Mikaeljan was penalized for repeated shots behind the head, while Jack lost a point shortly after for punching after the break. Those moments added another layer of uncertainty to an already close fight. The turning point came as the pace began to wear on Jack. From the middle rounds onward, his movements slowed and his output dipped. Sensing the shift, Mikaeljan pressed forward with renewed urgency. He began to close the distance more effectively, working the inside and forcing Jack to fight at a tempo he could no longer comfortably maintain. Round by round, Mikaeljan clawed his way back into the contest. His pressure increased, his punches became more consistent, and his confidence visibly grew. Jack remained competitive, but the balance of the fight was slipping away from him. By the championship rounds, Mikaeljan had taken control, dictating the exchanges and doing enough to leave a lasting impression with the judges. When the scorecards were read, the decision was unanimous. Mikaeljan had completed the comeback, becoming a two-time Cruiserweight world champion and avenging the loss from their first encounter earlier in the year. The victory reopened doors at the top of the division, with potential unification bouts now looming on the horizon. For Jack, the loss carried a heavier emotional weight. At 42 years old, he spoke honestly afterward, admitting he did not feel great and leaving his future uncertain. It was a reflective moment for a fighter who has enjoyed a long and accomplished career, now facing difficult questions about what comes next. Elsewhere on the card, several fighters delivered solid performances, including composed decision wins and competitive battles that added depth to the event. Still, the spotlight belonged to the main event and its aftermath. In the end, this fight was not about elegance or highlight reels. It was about endurance, adjustment, and resolve. Noel Mikaeljan proved he could weather adversity, outlast a seasoned champion, and reclaim his place at the top. Badou Jack, meanwhile, left the ring with his legacy intact, but with the future very much undecided.